How many of you caught the Winter X Games last month? Those of you who did would agree when I say it was really exciting altogether, but the majority of the attention was given to the multiple snowboarding events that were included. If you've ever been snowboarding before, you know how exciting the sport can be, and if you haven't, you're definitely missing out on some fun, and I encourage you to try it in the near future. I have been snowboarding for around 10 years now, and have watched the X Games ever since they were on TV. Snowboarding is a relatively new activity that is quickly taking over the world of extreme sports. In this speech, I'm going to talk about snowboarding's short but influential history, its growth and popularity over a few short decades, and I'm going to round it up by comparing snowboarding today with what it was back then to show you how evolved it is from its origins. To do this, first we got to understand where snowboarding came from and how it was created. Snowboarding was invented in the 1960s and was influenced by the cultures of skateboarding and surfing. A man by the name of Tom Sims from New Jersey was an avid skateboarder, but he was really frustrated because he couldn't skateboard in the winter. So one day he decided to take the wheels off his skateboard, wax down the bottom, put a strap on the top, and then he got on like a snowboard, and it was one of the first snowboards ever made. A man named Milovich, also in New Jersey, was the first producer of actual mass-producing snowboards. He was an avid surfer, but he was also frustrated because he couldn't do it in the winter. So he decided to make a surfboard-type snowboard that could go on the snow. He took the back fin off so it wouldn't get caught. But these things were huge, made out of wood, weighed about 45 pounds. So they were nothing like snowboards today. He actually created a company called Winterstick that's still a major company today, and over time these snowboards evolved to become more and more like snowboards today. I'm sure both of these guys had no clue that snowboarding would be where it is today when they were creating their first snowboards. The growth in popularity was mainly due to the X Games. The first X Games was in '97 and it was broadcasted to over 200 countries and had around 40,000 spectators. And in 2000, a couple years after, attendance skyrocketed to 80,000. This rise in attendance was mainly due to a new event being introduced called Snowboard Superpipe, which is mainly the top competition in the X Games where all the attention is given. And that was probably why there's so many people that year. Media attention is growing every year in the X Games. According to this article I read in the New York Times, every year there's 30% more households that watch it than the year before. So every year more people are watching the X Games. They're getting introduced to the sport. There's new kids are picking it up at an earlier age, and just all this is just creating more and more attention on snowboarding, just helping it grow and pushing it into the future, just expanding more and more. With this increase in attention, there's more people going out and snowboarding. And also, the professional snowboards seen in the X Games are getting more and more popular and known around the world. For example, Shaun White, one of the top snowboarders in this day. He is a two-time Olympic gold winner. He's known all around the world. He has multiple sponsorships. He's sponsored by huge corporations like Target, BF Goodrich, and Burton, which is the main snowboard company of this day. And he also has his own video game that he created himself, so it's just these guys are just superstars because how popular sport is and how well known it is. Also, with this increase in attention dedicated to the sport, there's increasing technologies. Snowboards are getting better and better. As you can see, snowboards today are definitely not like the wooden ones back in the day with leather straps and stuff. They're made out of flexible plastic, which helps the rider be safe, and it gives the rider more comfort and flexibility when doing tricks, which just makes the sport grow every year. The sport's growing every year, so and also there's competition between the top companies. The top companies are Winterstick, Burton, K2. They all want to be the next top company. They want to have the next products, so more people will buy their products. So they're coming up with better and better technology. Every year there's new things coming out, and just more people are picking up the sport, buying these technologies, and just hitting the slopes and having a good time. What began in the 1960s as just a sport for the young youth just to blow time. It's now popular with all over the population, including women, children, the elderly. And this is all because of its growth in popularity, mainly because of the X Games. The sport is way far away from its origins back in the day. It's evolved majorly. Now reviewing my main points. Snowboarding has a really short but influential history. Its growth in popularity is mainly because of the X Games in the 1997. More people were watching it, more people were picking it up. It just became more and more important in people's lives. And it's slowly taken over the world of extreme sports. Now that you know all about snowboarding, I'm going to hit the slopes, and I hope you do the same. Have a good time.